Hello, my name's Andrew Laws. I am the founder of SEO and the host of the Untitled SEO podcast, which you are watching and or listening to. So the big news today is that the Financial Times, or the FT, has signed sort of a licensing deal with Openai. Openai. Openai are the owners of Chatgpt. And just before we go any further, I just want to remind you that ChatGPT is only one product of OpenAI. There are others, and there will be an ever-increasing number of others. So why is it so interesting for the world of SEO that the FT has licensed their data, their articles, to OpenAI? It's really interesting for a number of reasons. First of all, the FT is very forward-facing. In the article, which I'll link to in the show notes, somebody at the FT says, look, we like disruptors. And I read the FT sometimes if I'm on holiday, and one of the things I like about the paper is they're fairly neutral, and the reporting's very good, and they do look at the future in a very interesting way. So that's interesting in itself. What's more interesting is that it means that you can ask questions of ChatGPT and you'll get current answers from the Financial Times, which is really, really interesting to me. So GPT has scoured the web. OpenAI have scoured the web anyway. They know all the stuff, or almost all the stuff, and they're constantly building this. But one of the big costs of developing an AI like ChatGPT or Bard or any of them is the learning phase. Learning's expensive, partly because you need a phenomenal amount of computing power to go out and scour the web, but also because, well, in the case of OpenAI, they've had to pay quite a lot of people to use their data. You can't just go to a website that has an incredible amount of data and say, we'll have that, thanks, because that's the intellectual property of another company. So it's interesting that OpenAI are being so public about this particular deal. I mean, I think it's probably good for the FT as well. So how's this going to change things, really? Well, as ChatGPT constantly continues to evolve, the way it gives us information has changed, even just in the last few weeks and months. But at the moment, results are largely text. You type something in or say something, and text comes back. You can go to the source of the text. In fact, a good thing to do, a good habit to get into with ChatGPT is to say, prove it. Any bit of information it gives you, prove it, and it will give you the sources. The chat system is getting better at providing a little link to the source anyway, but it's quite a tiny little thing. It's quite a small little thing. What this development looks like being the front runner of is a ChatGPT result system that I'm not going to say it's going to look like Google search results, but it's probably not a million miles away. They're going to start pulling more from live websites. I don't know at the moment whether this affects both the free version of ChatGPT or the pro version, because the pro version can go out and look at stuff anyway, but you have to ask it to. So interesting times, but is this going to be the shift away from Google? It's going to become a real running joke or a cliche just to keep asking that. But I've been saying for years on this channel, and to anyone who'll listen to me, don't assume Google are always going to be top dog. We couldn't have foreseen, 5 years ago, we couldn't have foreseen the change that ChatGPT was going to make. We all knew about AI. People in digital marketing have known about AI for a long time, but now it's reached the public consciousness. That might give providers whose names we don't yet know the incentive to actually get out there and be first. So this is why we've got such an arms race at the moment, and generally for technology it's a really good thing. It gives the consumer more, hopefully. So how would OpenAI scale this? If they're making individual license agreements with people like the FT, how are they going to license the software from your website? How are they going to do that? Don't know. The article on Search Engine Journal that I'm going to link to in the show notes says that it might be robots text. You might just put something in robots.txt file that just says, hey, OpenAI, have at it. Go on, come get the stuff. But what does this mean for preparing for the future? In SEO, it's very hard to optimize a site for how things might be. But this is another occasion where good practice might just be your best reward. Just making your website the best you can. Forget about all the tricks and all the, this one thing will get you to #1 in Google and all that nonsense. Just build a good website. I will say, if you're not into schema yet, now's the time to get it sorted. Schema is a way of presenting information on your website. It doesn't look any different to human beings, but it's like a little flag telling search engines they can use the information on the site. I'm not going to go into much depth about that, but in summary, the sands are shifting, things are changing. What's coming next? We don't know, but articles like this, news like this, is very, very interesting. But the takeaway from this video is keep up the good work. Keep being excellent. Keep doing all the stuff you would be doing for SEO anyway. Answer the questions people have really, really well. Be the best resource on the web that you can possibly be. And whatever changes, you'll probably be okay. That's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and tell your mum. Bye-bye.